Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Me and my stuffed animals are back. We're gonna talk about some really cool things today, so thank you so much for checking in. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Chris. I am an expat from Michigan. I currently live in Germany, and on this channel I talk about everything China, everything Germany, everything travel, languages, everything. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope you consider watching further videos in the future. So in today's video, we're gonna start on the negative side. We're gonna go through reasons why you shouldn't move to Munich. I've been living in Munich for a year now. It's a wonderful place. There are a lot of foreigners who live here. You know, it's a beautiful city with a whole bunch of scenery, and you know, it's a wonderful place to be, but it's not for everybody. So if you're thinking about moving here post COVID-19, I thought this video would be useful to tell you why it may be problematic for some people, and you know, just to go so on and so forth. I'll later make a video talking about why you should move to Munich, but that will come later on in the future. So we're gonna start negative first, and then we're gonna go to positive. Customer service here, I've said in a few videos in the past, it's like, der Kunde ist König, aber Deutschland ist eine Republik, okay? So the customer is king, of course, but Germany has been a republic for a very long time. So take that into your brain when you engage with service. They're gonna give the energy that the matter deserves. So that means don't expect people to go out of the way and give you sunshiny service and free refills and a smile on the face. Like, it may happen, but at the end of the day, like, people are paid to do a job. They're paid to serve you. They're not paid to kiss your butt, I guess. So for people that come from like maybe Canada or come from the US or come from any other country where the service is like spectacular and like you know, you can get anything and all you have to do is complain to get free things, you know what I mean? So you are not king here. You are treated as like everyone else, and if you make crazy requests and you get out of hand, and no, you will be abdicated. So I'm gonna talk about this in 2 points. The first point I'm gonna talk about is professionally, because obviously if you move to Munich, unless you are a billionaire, unless you are a millionaire, or you know, you have finances where you're just on a gap year, you will have to get a job to survive here because you have to pay for your insurance. In terms of work culture, I made a whole video on that, talking about the professionalism in Germany and how to understand it. I think Germans are very, depending on the industry that you're in, I was in law, so in this industry, they're just very, very like hardcore, very critical. But overall, in terms of the responses I've had on that video, people said that that was pretty accurate, meaning that Germans, they criticize directly. They don't focus on the positive things you're doing. They just want to talk about more of the negative things that you're doing. They don't sugarcoat things, whereas in the States, in Canada, and other countries, we would typically say, like, you excel here, you do really well here, but there's room for improvement here. Whereas in Germany, it's like, this needs to be changed, period, okay? I'm not gonna kiss your butt. If I don't say anything to you, if I am not coming directly to you with complaints, that means you're doing a good job. In the States, I think we come from a culture that just praises you for everything. You know, in America, this is a place of winners, and everybody is a winner and can be a winner. And I think what that does is that conditions us to want praises. And I think when we think about professionalism, we're looking for praise, we're working really hard to be recognized. And in Germany, you won't be recognized unless you do something wrong, I guess in a workspace. So when it comes to harsh criticism, take the appraisal out of it and just do your job right and do it well. The second point is the personal aspect. I think overall, I've heard that Germans are very like direct. Asking your boyfriend or asking your girlfriend, like, how do I look today? Just expect an honest opinion. I think you should expect the truth. And it's funny how, like, just thinking about it now, why is it that you should not expect the truth? You know what I mean? Like, if you ask me what my opinion is, like, why can't I give it to you? It's hilarious, right? But in Germany, it's just really honest. It's honest. So if you can't deal with brutal honesty and criticism, and like, it's gonna ruin your experience, and you're gonna take it really personally, and you have no way of adapting to it, Munich is probably not the place for you to move, because I think you will be criticized for even walking out the door and not and jaywalking, for example. If you throw your garbage away the wrong place, nah. So you will get criticized for everything in a professional and in a personal context. Okay, bureaucracy. Be prepared for slow bureaucracy, okay? Like I'm in the process of applying for another work permit for a new job that I found, and it's slow. It's very slow. Applying for a visa and stuff like that, you know, there's a place called here, Ausländerbehörde, the KVR. They're open like literally 4 days out of the week. I mean, they're closed on Wednesday. They're only open for 4 hours on Friday. And like, you know, they have crazy office hours and you have to meander that and get through, and there's thousands of people who need to talk to them, and it's just really complicated. So if you need to do anything, you cannot postpone if you need something immediately. Don't procrastinate if it comes to getting your social security number, if it comes to getting like, you know, your passport renewed or your visa renewed. You need to expect 2 to 3 months, 4 months in advance. I think this is standard for waiting, whereas in the States it probably take like 2 weeks or something, or maybe a week or something, or you know, it won't take that long. But bureaucratic things for everything in Germany, there's a due process for everything in Germany, you know, so be mindful of that. And if you're someone that needs to have things done like especially people that come from Asia, stores are open every day, you know, Monday through Saturday. This may not be the best place for you. Yes, Germany is a place of rules. Rules are rules and laws are laws, and if you break them, people will come and tell you to your face. People are not afraid to tell you to your face that you're jaywalking. People are not afraid to tell you to your face how to dispose of garbage. Yes. Taxes are high. Okay, I think in Bavaria we pay the highest taxes in the country. If you are someone who comes from the States or comes from a place where you get a lot of money, for example, 70,000 euros per year for you is probably gonna end up being 40 or 30,000 euros or something like that, like after taxes, if you're unmarried and you have no children. So, but you have a lot of benefits. So if you're someone who really enjoys having a lot of money, coming to Munich particularly is probably not ideal. It's not ideal for you. Because yeah, taxes are expensive, you know, they're high here. This is a con for a lot of people, and many people from Europe that will watch this video, or for anywhere where social health care is mandatory, and I actually agree with this, it should be mandatory. We should all have access to health care. Many people don't see it that way. Many people want to, you know, they say, I'm healthy, I'm fine. I don't want to spend all of my money, like a huge chunk of my salary on healthcare. Like I don't go to the doctor ever. I think it's about 18 to 20% that they take out of your salary for your insurance per month. So you need to be aware of that. You'll have healthcare and you'll be safe and stuff, but that's a decrease in your salary. So that makes a lot of people unhappy. Me, I mean, I love it. I think it's amazing, but for some people it's not. You know, they prefer to have their own, you know, they would prefer not to have it, or for example, they would prefer to deal with issues right then and there. It sounds ridiculous, but it is. Some people, they don't want it. Yeah, you have more money in your bank account and in your pay, but you don't have national health care. This kind of complements the tax thing. If you want to buy a house in Munich, is it going to be really expensive? You know, Munich, it's a wealthy area. The housing market is insane. It's competitive. If you want to buy a house anywhere near the center, you need to prepare like at least minimum 900,000 to 1 million euros minimum. It's very rare in Munich that people own property. A lot of my subscribers have commented on that. I've made a few videos in the past talking about that. It's not common. People prefer to rent versus buying. And many of the reasons is because it's just too expensive, right? And there's obviously laws in place to better protect the renter, but at the same time, like, it's ridiculously expensive to buy property here. And for most people, I can only speak for from an American perspective. The American dream consists of owning property. So many people, like, they want to own property. They just want to own something they don't want to rent. And obviously, financially speaking, it's better if you buy in the long run. For many people, it's impossible. Yeah, that's something to consider. Okay, and the final point, this is probably going to be difficult for some people, and this is weird. Like, I added this actually randomly because I thought about this. German. In Munich, professionally speaking, you have to speak some German. And I am someone who studied languages and I studied like law. I'm the person, if you look at my CV, like I am all over the place, right? Germans have told me in professional coaching, in order for me to find a job here, they say, you are inconsistent, you are all over the place. You know, you've done this, you've done that, you've done this. It's difficult for people like me to find a job in a really cool market here and without German. If you are in Berlin, I know people who live in Berlin and they've been living there for decades and they speak absolutely no German. Obviously, when you move to a new country, it's expected that you speak the language, you know, but there are people who live in Berlin who absolutely cannot. In Munich, if you want to get a job here and you don't want to be in the like English speaking like bubble that you are forced in, right? Which is being an English teacher, like an English assistant, etc. Like if you didn't study engineering, if you didn't have like, you know, hardcore skills in that regard, you are going to be forced in this bubble until you learn German to prove yourself. Munich is conservative. You can be a foreigner here, you can live here, but they expect that you speak German. Like in many places, they won't even look at your application if you don't have a B1 or maybe sometimes even a C1 level fluency. It's an international city, but they still want you to speak German. You know, it's expected, whereas in Berlin, it's like more chill. I think you don't need to speak German. Like in many international companies, you don't have to speak German. But here in Munich, it's expected that you speak German. A lot of people don't find the language beautiful or attractive. You know, they don't want to study the language. If you come to a city like Munich, you may have some problems. I love German. I think it's a cool language. I'm learning it in my spare time. I'm trying to teach myself in the moment of not having a teacher amidst all this craziness of COVID-19. But yeah, unless you have a blue card and you're one of those high qualified, you know, skilled people that are hoping to change the world here in the city with your awesome expertise. Someone like me who has a liberal arts degree, if you don't speak German, your options are very limited. You know, you may want to consider going to Berlin or another city like Hamburg or perhaps like Cologne, where it's like less conservative. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to put the negative first, get it out there, and come out later with the positive about why you should live here. There are more positives to living in Munich than there are negative, in my opinion. So I will be happy to explore that in the near future. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, share this video if you care. And thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.